Hi guys, so I just got into the Star Wars Battlefront Beta, so I just wanted to do a quick video introducing the game to those of you who haven't seen it yet. The beta contains 3 different levels for you to try out. There's the single player survival mode, which is the first mode I'm going to play in this video. Then there's a drop zone, which is essentially a generic deathmatch game. Lastly, there's the star of the show where this beta is concerned, Walker Assault, an epic 40-player battle. So just so you're aware, this isn't actually a live commentary. This is just a recorded commentary over pre-recorded gameplay footage. I knew that I'd be sort of editing it, you know, sort of splicing it together, so I decided not to do live commentary. Also because this being a beta, I didn't know how the video would turn out. I didn't know how well the game would run. However, as you can see, the game runs effortlessly smoothly, pretty much everything on Ultra, aside from shadows, and yeah, not a single frame below 60 the entire way through. It's pretty amazing actually. It's definitely the best optimized game for PC that I've seen in a long time. You can clearly tell that DICE sort of they developed this game with a sort of PC first, console second mindset. It's definitely evident. So this first mode that I'm playing here, this is the survival mode, and you can play this in single player or co-op. I haven't played it in co-op yet, but I'm guessing it's like mega fun. As you're probably aware now, unfortunately, this Battlefront game doesn't have a single-player campaign, much to my disappointment. Because, you know, I mean, those of you who have played the original Battlefront games on PS2 and Xbox and PC, you will have played the original single-player campaigns, and they were brilliant, especially the campaign on the on Battlefront 2. It was brilliant, and every so often you'd get to play as a Jedi, which was quite fun. I in particular remember playing as Yoda and bouncing all over the place, and it was hilarious. But yeah, that's basically not going to be in this game. You are going to get to play as the heroes. You get to you basically get to play as the heroes as a power up. It's like a random spawn power drop thing. But yeah, as I said, they randomly spawn, and it's kind of impossible to know where they're gonna spawn when they're about to spawn. So it's kind of disappointing that there's not going to be a campaign mode in this game. But hopefully they will be backing that up, or backing the loss of that up with a lot of online footage, online gameplay, a lot of content. Yeah, the survival mode, there's not really much sort of... I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just this. I mean, there will be more modes, or more levels, should I say, within the survival mode. So maybe this is just like a taster of what's to come. This is my first fight with an ATST. So down in the bottom right corner, you'll see that my character has some cards, and these are essentially like special moves, if you will. So when I tap the left bumper, it brings up another sort of weapon that I can use for a limited time. Oh well, I can fire it once basically, and then when I hold Y, that sort of powers the pistol, the blaster pistol that I'm using now, and fills it with like an electric charge, which essentially increases its power. And then the right bumper is actually the jetpack, so that does like a super jetpack jump, which I just did right then. And yeah, it's really, really fun actually. Well, one mistake that I think I've made is using the blaster. The blaster pistol doesn't suit me a lot well. I have no idea why I picked it. I usually prefer rifles. I usually prefer sort of slow firing rifles, slow rate of fire rifles. So as you can see, the game looks absolutely amazing. Again, you know, everything's on ultra, and I really can't stress just how well this game performs. It really is awesome. I mean, I'm running a GTX 970, which, you know, is a pretty good graphics card, but it's not the best graphics card out there. But yeah, it's absolutely flawless. So yeah, if any of you out there have got sort of better graphics cards than the GTX 970, maybe a GTX 980 Ti, what is it, 390X, you're absolutely not going to have any problem with this game whatsoever. But yeah, as evident, even if you're running a GTX 970, all the same, or even like GTX 780 for instance, you're not going to have any problems whatsoever running this game. So yeah, so this mode isn't all just about killing stormtroopers. You do have to do other stuff as well. So right now I'm trying to claim this pod, although I am struggling to find a way to get up there, clearly. And again, this whole time I never had a single frame below 60. And just listen to those sound effects and the special effects as well, the actual visuals, the sort of blaster, the way that the rocks fall apart, and you know, I'm really like geeking out right now. But yeah, to me, this is Star Wars. Like, this is perfect. You know, the music, and you know, a lot of people have criticised it because it is essentially Battlefield with a sort of Star Wars. With like a Star Wars cloak over the top, with like a Star Wars template. It's like the Battlefield template with just Star Wars imprinted on it, which, you know, which is kind of true. That's more evident in the Walker Assault mode though, which you'll see in a minute. It really does feel like Battlefield, but you know, Battlefield isn't a terrible game, so I can't see what everyone's problem with that is. The only problem is, again, that there's no offline campaign, and you know, a lot of people criticise Battlefield 4 for a lot of people criticise the campaign in Battlefield 4 because it contained these huge sort of epic cinematic moments that, you know, didn't really feel realistic within the setting of Battlefield. But why, I don't understand why they haven't done that with Star Wars, because with Star Wars, those big sort of cinematic epic moments completely make sense. Like, that doesn't really make sense within the world, within the setting of Battlefield, but in Star Wars it completely makes sense because it's fucking Star Wars. So yeah, I really don't understand why they've done that. Even if the campaign had been criminally short, like 4 or 5 hours long, like most FPS campaigns are, I still wouldn't have been bothered. I just wanted some kind of story to it. You know, I'm still going to get the game. It just annoys me that there's no, you know, single player campaign. And they could have even made it like a co-op campaign. You know, how cool would that have been?
Another pod is down. Move on that location and capture it. Imperials coming within range. Cannons indicate another enemy wave.
The shooting in the game feels so satisfying. I can't stress that enough. Again, you know, that's exactly the same as Battlefield. Just when you shoot people and you see sparks flying off their armor, it's just so cool. I really can't stress how good the special effects look. I mean, just look at those particles, man. Seriously. This is my fight with the final ATST. So the ATST takes quite a while to take down, because it's an ATST. I guess, you know, realistically it would take a hell of a long time to take one of these bad boys down. I actually kept forgetting to use my power-ups, which is one thing I'm noticing now, watching this back. This gun's actually really cool. The sort of sparks that it generates are awesome to watch. And it's down.
Great work. We've driven back the Empire. Coming to pick you up.
So there's only 6 waves in the beta survival mode. However, there are going to be 15, I believe, in the full game. So this is one mistake that I made going into Walker Assault, is that basically my character was rank 1 still, because this is actually the very first time I played Walker Assault, which is why I'm so shit. So yeah, don't judge me too much. Don't judge me too much. I do kill a couple of people, but yeah, it is literally like a couple. In 2 games, this is 2 separate games spliced together. So I wanted to do 2 games to give you sort of the idea of playing as Alliance and playing as the Empire. So in the first one, obviously I'm playing as the Alliance, and the idea in Walker Assault is that the Empire obviously have the AT-ATs, the huge walkers, that are attempting to slowly crawl towards the Alliance base, the Rebels base. And there's Darth Vader off in the distance. And so the idea when you play as the Alliance is that you have to destroy these walkers before they get to the Alliance base. And there I died. Sad face. So yeah, so even in Walker Assault mode, there wasn't a single frame drop below 60, which absolutely astounded me. I mean, even in this little area here, which is this is sort of like a hangar bay, and it's the most densely sort of detailed area on the entire map. But even in there wasn't a single drop below 60. And you know, when your face is right next to an explosion and sparks and particles, nothing. Just smooth 60 all the way through. So yeah, if you're right next to an AT-AT, you're dead. Pretty much. Unless you're playing as the Empire. So yeah, playing as the Rebel Alliance, you have to destroy all the AT-ATs. Sounds pretty easy, but it's actually not. It's become quite notorious now that if you play as the Rebel Alliance, you're pretty much not going to get a victory. I have, however, since recording this, I have actually played this game again several times, and I have actually successfully pardon me, I have actually successfully won as the Rebel Alliance once. Only once out of about 20 games. So yeah, it is pretty difficult. I think there's another Darth Vader encounter coming up. Yep, there he is. I think we actually kill him here, in fact. This is kind of weird because watch what happens. Yeah, when you kill him, he just kind of kneels down in this weird thing. It's like he's bowing to you. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. It looks quite sad and rather disturbing, actually. After a while, his body just kind of disappears. The graphics just go. Yeah, that looks kind of weird. A lot of people have criticised that as well, and I have a feeling that that's something that's going to change in the final game. It would be better if... I understand that obviously they can't showing them die. They can't really show them die because they're main characters, and it wouldn't really make sense within the canon of the films. So, but what would be better is if they, instead of just sort of kneeling down, is if they kind of force jump away. So like if they force jump like literally into the sky, like, yeah, that would still look stupid, but it would make a hell of a lot more sense than them just kneeling down. So, so yeah, I got a power up here. This is one of the Y wings or X wings or whatever the heck it is. And yeah, this is another thing that's they're quite difficult to control. One of your primary aims here is to so yeah, basically a primary aim here is to just take out the enemy, and but yeah, as I say, they're quite difficult to control. It's not as easy as you imagine. So I can't quite put my finger on it, but something just feels off about the controls. And there's Darth Vader again, and he's dead again, kneeling down before me, bowing before his master, a lowly Rebel Alliance soldier. So the idea is obviously to attack the AT-ATs, which I clearly aren't doing. Again, something just feels off about the controls. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. I can't put a handle on it. It's just, something just feels off.
Our AT-AT is being targeted by an enemy bomber.
Yeah, so so this is actually a second game, so this is actually a completely different game. We did lose that first game, obviously. So in this second game, I'm playing as the Empire, so I'm playing as a stormtrooper. And playing as the Empire is just much more fun. It does seem to be extremely imbalanced in that way. You know, not only do you always pretty much guarantee to win if you're playing as the Empire, but it just feels more fun. I don't know why, it just feels more fun to be, especially in this game mode, because obviously you're surrounded by the AT-ATs, which are on your side, and it just feels so cool to have these like massive machines, you know, sort of, you know, shooting on your side kind of thing. So there's Darth Vader, but this time fighting on my side. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get a hero pickup in this playthrough. I have since had one, but not as Darth Vader. I've had one as Luke, and yeah, it's quite fun. You know, again, it seems a little bit off. The way the character moves is kind of strange, and it's kind of like you literally you get him for like a few seconds because you've got to sort of run around, and you've got to be really you know, you'd think that you'd just be unstoppable, but you do actually have to be quite strategic in how you approach the various other players and enemies. Good God, I killed 2 enemies in a row. That's good for me. Believe me, that's good for me. Give me praise. Give me all of your praise. Yeah, just check out how amazing the AT-ATs look. Like, I really can't stress that enough. They do look fucking awesome. Oh, I think Luke Skywalker's coming up to murder me in the face. Yeah, if you oh, whoa, that was brutal. If you're going up against like Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader and you're the only one there, you're pretty much dead. Like if you're surrounded by like, you know, 5 or 6 of your teammates, as I was before with Darth Vader, then, you know, you might survive. But yeah, if you're on your own, you're dead, basically. You got no surviving. And here he is again. He's gonna kill me again. Just so unfair. Ah, oh, I think he actually threw his lightsaber at me that time. Yeah, just look how cool it is to be running under the stomping legs of an AT-AT. So cool. Most of the time I get kill assists and then just die. So yeah, so this is me just sort of running back to the AT-AT because I just wanted to show you what it's like, just sort of running underneath one. And the sound effects, like, just listen to those sound effects when it lifts its legs up. Oh, so here I got an ATST, so just going to show you a little bit of ATST action. Unfortunately I didn't get an AT-AT power up, but yeah, I did get 2 ATSTs. Luke Skywalker's pretty easy to take down if you're in one of these. Which is kind of stupid really, because in the films, like, I'm pretty sure a Jedi would be able to take an ATST down with absolutely no problems. I mean, I'm sure most of you have seen Clone Wars, the amazing episode where Mace Windu successfully takes down an AT-AT with, like, hardly breaking a sweat. So realistically, a Jedi taking down an AT-ST should be absolutely no problem. So this area is like the main field of battle. As you can see, just off in the distance there is the Rebel Alliance base, and that's essentially what the AT-AT is trying to get to destroy. So this is where the sort of towards the end of every match of this particular level, this is where everyone tends to sort of congregate to finish it off, to either defend the base or attack it. So this area towards the end of a match is just a mesh of fucking explosions, and yeah, as you can see right there, just a mesh of explosions and just crazy fucking shit going on, and it's just absolutely insane. So here I got another ATST upgrade just after dying in one. So there's Darth Vader, capping ass. When he plays Darth Vader, the cloak is kind of weird. Like, it kind of has a mind of its own and just kind of flaps all over the place. So yeah, I think we've pretty much won at this point. So yeah, I just wanted to upload this video real quick just to give you an idea of what the game looks like. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, every time you ignore the subscribe button, a kitten dies. You know, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just what happens. Goodbye.